Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, I wanted to go over a video that's like probably one of my most requested videos. It's a little negative, so it's not like my favorite video to make. I prefer making positive videos, but I will say that I think this information is important. And so, yes, I made this video for you guys. The research is going to be in the description box. It's not a one size fits all. Please take everything I say with a grain of salt and just be mindful that it's easy to get into a negative perspective and think that, someone's not interested or they don't like you because they're feeling a certain way. Maybe they're going through something, family struggles, whatever it is. So it's important that you don't take this as completely the only guide possible about if women do not find you attractive. There are so many other variables as to why people do what they do. But the first one is going to be body language. If you are physically in a space with this particular person, you may see less eye contact, more physical distance, and a closed off posture. It usually signals subconsciously that they're not trying to build intimacy. However, this is important because that's what I was referring to earlier. There are times in a person's life where they're not wanting to build intimacy because they are occupied with something, not because they don't find you attractive. And so it's really important to understand that distinction. It's hard to tell the difference. It's just something, I guess, to keep in mind. If a woman is withdrawn and she's like that overall or in general, that's probably a better way to deduce that it's not you, it's her. She could be going through anything. Perhaps her grandmother just passed. I hope not, but it happens. We all have to experience that at some point, most of us. And I don't think that anyone would be really in the mood for something physical or building with somebody, especially if they're mentally healthy, without processing the grief. And so it's a random example, but I just want you guys to keep that in mind. Not everything is just what you see, right? There's so many variables. The next one is indirect rejection. People do this, and it is an annoying characteristic that we as humans just adopted socially for many years because we don't like hurting people's feelings. We don't like confrontation. But sometimes instead of people saying, I'm not interested, they will say this indirect version. I'm really busy right now. I'm focusing on myself. I see you as a friend. And it's frustrating because they could give you the right, and they should. I think this one it shows a lot about their character that I think it's a little disrespectful if I'm being honest, but I don't want to put my opinion too much into this. But somebody should tell you, I'm not interested, but a lot of people don't. And so this is kind of a way for you to pay attention to the indirect rejection. It just, for me personally, I would never understand that because I am a very direct person. So it'd be hard for me to pick that one up. But I guess that's why we're looking at so many points. All of them together will help. The next one is they don't reciprocate any physical affection, such as touching or any sort of, it doesn't even have to be physical affection. It can be even just emotionally expressing themselves. And I think this is a little bit hard to notice all the time, even in long-term relationships. Like a lot of times if a woman is interested in wanting to be physical with you, you will be able to tell that she is going to reciprocate that physical touch, whatever it may be, right? In long-term relationships, it might be a little bit more intimate, detailed, whatever it is. But if you're meeting a woman and you kind of like move her just a little bit, you're trying to walk a certain direction and you move her gently, she doesn't get uncomfortable, she doesn't reject you, and maybe you're a friend of hers and you touched her on the leg and she allowed that touch, that could be a sign that she is reciprocating. So what we're talking about is if she's not interested, she will pull away from that. She may feel uncomfortable. She may, let's say you try to hold her hand, she like literally does not hold your hand, she might pull it away. That's what I mean by not reciprocating. And you can see that it's because as the relationship progresses that she will feel comfortable giving you that physical intimacy. And if she's not comfortable, typically, right when you start meeting her, she's not ready to engage with you at that time about that. The next one is avoiding one-on-one time or just not really thinking that one-on-one time is necessary. She may, I guess, dodge plans that could feel like dates or suggests something that is like a date. So perhaps if you suggest, do you want to go to the movies? She might say no. That's one example. Or she might say, sure, let's bring Sarah and Matt. So she has turned something in that could have been suggested as a date, and she turned it into a group setting. Now, it is really important to realize that some people are just oblivious to this, and particularly with women, what they're used to, and I want you guys to understand this, is they're used to a lot of men who are like, some men are just aggressive when it comes to attraction. And if you're not that type of guy, she might have no clue that you're interested. Like, I'm speaking personally, some men will just say straight up certain things that are kind of frightening, but they will. They'll just say whatever they want or whatever they want to do. Even like, if some men are so aggressive, like I'm in a relationship and some people will still say things that make me uncomfortable. And even if you're setting boundaries. So women are just so used to those incredibly direct, I don't know, expressions that maybe if you suggest it and it's not obvious, she might not have gotten it. So keep that in mind as well. That if you're very direct that you want to go on a date and then she suggests a group activity, that's a little bit more obvious. But if you're just saying, hey, how about we go to the movies Saturday or whatever it is, she might think, okay, it wasn't clear that your intention is romantic, so she thought maybe it is a group setting. So keep that in mind. The next one is polite but distant. They're friendly, but it is a little bit more surface level. The conversations might stay very short, neutral, and they do not deepen. It's not necessarily they just don't want to be rude, but it's just that subconsciously she might not have much to say to you because her interest is elsewhere. However, on the flip side, if someone is interested in you, which you guys have experienced this, folks who have had a woman be interested in them, she opens up to you. She tells you about her day-to-day stressors. She feels comfortable around you. Maybe she tells you some things that she wouldn't tell someone who she's not close with, like maybe something about her childhood, or some friend is being mean to her, or her boss is stressful. Like, those are conversations that they have an opening to become deeper, right? If she's saying something a little bit short, yeah, my day was good. That makes sense. I have a project due this week. I'll see you in class, whatever it is. Those are like neutral and short. They don't have a lot of intentionality behind getting to know you better. And so that's kind of the way I would look at it. And the last one is similar, polite but distant. So that one is like, it keeps it very short. But the next one is conversations stay shallow. You can have a conversation with someone, but it's like not curious about you. So maybe you guys are talking about your professor for like an hour. Your professor's difficult. Maybe he doesn't answer emails. He shows up late, whatever it is. So those are conversations, but they're shallow. They're not asking you how you feel. She's not opening up about how she feels. Maybe she's saying, this professor makes me feel bad. He doesn't answer questions properly. And I feel like I'm not smart. Do you think I'm not smart? What's going on? Whatever it is. So now it's about you and her. Yes, we're still talking about the professor, but it's not shallow. There is some talk or conversation about how you two can build indirectly and directly while simultaneously talking about this professor in this example. And sometimes we can see it branches off into other topics. She might say, I always feel like I'm not smart enough. I've been trying so hard. Maybe this degree isn't for me. And this is her kind of trying to see, what do you think? And you might say, no, I think you are smart. I get that the professor is difficult. And then, maybe you guys start talking about other things. Maybe you say, I've had some struggles with my English class and I thought it was because of the professor. And then she might say, oh, that makes me feel so much better. Whatever it is. Example, right? Conversations are hard to create if there's not another person showing that. But those are some examples that a person is not interested in you. The research is going to be in the description box. I hope this video was helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.